Hey, this is Carlos, and I've got something interesting for you today. It is my left hand. No, what I'm going to show you is some of the picks that I've chosen over the years. The picks I've picked is what I'm calling this particular segment. And I'm going to show you some of the picks that I've found over the years, and I'm not even going to include the ones that go way back to when I first started playing, but I want to show you what some of the options are and what you might want to think about when picking a pick. Because it is an important decision as to what plectrum, that's the official word for this, by the way, plectrum, which pick you decide to use. Now this little bad boy right here is a Dunlop Gator Grip. These I found to be some of the best for my playing and the way my fingers sweat and the way I grip and so forth. These are really good picks. I like a thick pick. I like something between 1.5 and 2 millimeters. Okay? That's just because when I play fast, I want the pick to give me maximum response. You have to think about that. There's various elements that you pick when you pick a pick. One is the thickness of the pick. One is the material of the pick. Another would be the gripping factor of the pick, how well you can grip it. Another is the edge, the edge of the pick, how it attacks to the strings. Another would be the actual point of the pick. As you can see by the way picks are designed these days, there's varying pick points you can get. You can even get some very specialty picks that are designed to have this very precise tip that forces you to play very precisely. It's actually a training pick. I saw one of these online. I think it's something around $100. I thought that was just ridiculous for a piece of plastic. I'm sorry, I can't pay that. But it is a very cool idea nonetheless. So you got to choose the tip of the pick. You also have to choose the overall shape of the pick and how it fits in your hand, how wide it is, how big it is. You know, some people like the jazz picks, which I've recently been experimenting with and been pretty turned on by. So all of these factors, including, and the beveling on the edges of the pick as well, are very important. All these factors need to be added up. So the Dunlop Gator Grip, and by the way, that was a 2 millimeter that I showed you there. This is a 2 millimeter. This is a 1.5 millimeter, and it's probably my number 2 choice and pick right now. It's easy to grip, feels good, plays well, just can't say enough about it. The only thing that is not my favorite about it, I guess you'd say, is the shape of the tip. It tends to round out very quickly on these. They wear out fairly quickly, and I think it's part of the material and the manufacturing process maybe, but the tips don't suit me after a while. But those are really awesome picks. I need a special grippy pick, if you will. Okay, so I'm going to put that one aside. Let me show you some of the new ones I've been playing with. I'm playing with these. These are gravity picks. Gravity picks are kind of a premium high-end pick, and this one I've actually added some grip to, and I'll explain that in a minute. But they have varying degrees of tips. You can choose your tip, you can choose your edge, you can choose your shape, you can even add a little hole in there. I don't know if you can see it in the camera there, but there's an actual hole in the pick to allow you to grip. Now the hole doesn't help me out a whole lot, so I have to add even more grip to the pick. It's just the nature of the beast for me. I want to keep the pick in place the whole time, and well, quite honestly, sometimes it's hard to do, so I have to get some things that will assist in that, and this is probably a good time for me to show you this. These are pick grips, and then I'm not going to take them out because they're fairly transparent and hard to see, but these particular ones are kind of like a gummy adhesive that you can add to the pick, and basically after I spilled all those on the floor, those are what you can basically add to the pick to give it some real griposity. That's my new term for the day, griposity. And showing you, by the way, here's another pick that I've been trying out recently, which is a carbon fiber pick. It's called a Max Grip. The problem with these is, of course, they're made of carbon, and carbon fiber does wear out. It's just the nature of the beast, and these tend to wear a little faster. They'll leave a little bit of black residue on your finger sometimes too. But this particular one has really good grip because there's a little, you can't see it on camera, but there's little spikies on the actual grip of the pick, and they allow you to really hold on to it. Now what I've found for me is that anything that's kind of spiky like that, like I've used skater tape, skateboard tape that you put on skateboards to keep it gripping. I've used that, and anything that's slightly spiky, and I say spiky meaning it feels a little bit like sand under your fingers, it doesn't really work well for me. I don't know if it's because it's slightly painful in a very subconscious way, but it just doesn't really work that well. But I mean work in the manner of I do my best playing. That's what I mean by work. But these are great picks. These are actually really good picks. These are more along the size of a Jazz 3, a Dunlop, the classic Jazz pick that, you know, metal, even shredders use to get some really precise picking going. But that's a good pick, not one that I would particularly endorse right now because it's not working for me. Here's another one. This is going to lead me up to the one that's my current pick of choice. This is a Dava or Dava, I don't know how you pronounce it, D-A-V-A. These guys add a rubbery grip to their picks. And I wanted to try this one out because it was a metal. I've been using metal picks for quite a while now, and I've been particularly using the DR picks. I started out with these guys. These are Tech Picks. This is the finest pick available, period, according to them. These are good picks too. They're made out of different substances, so they wear out to varying degrees. Some of them wear out really, really fast. Some leave quite a bit of residue on your hands, so you got to watch out and choose those well. But those weren't quite working for me just because, again, of the thickness, the weight. Oh, that's another factor I didn't even explain, is the weight of the pick is important too. The DR picks that I've been using have actually been too heavy, and some of them were too heavy anyways, and the edge weren't quite what I was looking for. So what do you want, Carlos? I'm hearing you ask. Well, I have gone through just about every kind of pick imaginable, from the Gravity to all these, and what I found lately is this gem right here. That, again, a pick is a personal choice, and you're not going to agree with me necessarily, but I highly recommend you try one of these. A friend of mine, good buddy over at G-System Videos, Scott, actually recommended this to me. This is a Dava pick, the same one I showed you before, D-A-V-A, and this is basically a Jazz pick with a little rubber grip on it. Kind of hard to see on here. Well, actually, no, you can see that. And it's an awesome, awesome pick. It's got the best grip I found. It's really, really good. I could probably get a little bit more grip. You know, I'd like a little more grip anyways to avoid the pick turning in my grip as I play. I have small fingers, so that can be a problem. But this particular pick is really fantastic. It's a nice, firm design, so I can get maximum efficiency in my picking. So when I pick, the pick doesn't, if you have a thinner pick, it'll give a little bit, so you're kind of dealing with a delay reaction there. It's hard to explain, but I'll show that in a future video. But this one is awesome because, well, DAVA or Dava picks are designed to, depending on where you grip them, give or not give. The closer you grip them to the tip of the pick, the less give they have, so they become very rigid. And that's another one of the selling points of these picks. I highly recommend you try these out. This has become my de facto pick. I just picked this up naturally now. It's the one I want to play with the most. And really, that's how you figure out your best of everything when it comes to playing. What do you want to do and what do you naturally gravitate to when it comes to playing? So there you go, a little bit of my left hand showing you picks of every brand and type imaginable. Actually, not every one. I've got a whole big box full of other ones over here that I'll go through and show you some of the variety there later on. More picking stuff. This is Carlos, GGS, from Guitar Gods Secrets. I'll be talking again soon.